channels on the news. I'm Sarah Dadewe Apa. The highlights. Bayelsa State Government begins distribution of rice to vulnerable persons. Federal Government commences payment of military retirees' entitlements. Also on the news, Edo Commissioner of Police orders investigation into death of former Edo NLC chairman. And now the details. Bayelsa State Government has begun the distribution of rice palliatives to vulnerable persons in the state for them to fully participate in the celebrating mood of Yuletide. The distribution, which started on Friday with Southern Niger local government area, took place at the DSP Alamiseya Memorial Banquet Hall in Yenagoa. Government House correspondent George Ameli's report.
With the Yuletide season around the corner, the Bayelsa State Government has reached out to the vulnerable persons in the society with the commencement of rice distribution to Bayelsans, as 40 bags of rice are donated to each ward in each local government area.
We have commenced the distribution of Christmas gift from the prosperity government to the vulnerable groups in the society. What we are doing as a government is we are doing 40 bags of rice per ward, and the distribution pattern is through the local government chairman and all the stakeholders in the various local governments, and all the communities will be given through the councillors in their various wards. And we expect that as a government, where all political appointees have been directed not to take part of this. It's purely for the vulnerable groups. It's Christmas gift from our government, ably led by the prosperity governor himself, distinguished Senator Doyediri, and his deputy, distinguished Senator Lawrence Erujakpo. And we wish all of us a Merry Christmas.
Chairman of the first receiving local government area of Southern Niger is grateful for the kind gesture.
You know, your governor is used to doing it every Christmas. No one is an exception. And so even if people don't say, they know that appropriately, the governor will always do it. So we are very happy.
The chairman promises to carry out the instruction of the beneficiaries to the letter.
You know, the times are really hard, and we know that we need to send this down. Meanwhile, the instruction is very strict. No stakeholders will benefit. That does not mean that the government is not thinking about reaching out to them, but the instruction that send it down to the communities. And that's what we are doing. And that's why we are here personally. This is the Vice Chairman Central PDP, representing Central, is from Ward 6, is here. This is the House of Assemblyman representing Constituency 3, is from Mekewe. They call themselves just to follow the instruction, get these things down to the communities. That's what we are doing. That's our year to make sure that we protect the rices down to the base. So we are very safe with it. And the rice are safe, and they're going to get to the people who wants them.
The distribution continues daily until the entire 8 local government areas have benefited. From the DSP Alamiseya Banquet Hall in Government House, Yenagoa, George Ameli reporting for NDTV News.
Provision of infrastructure is a critical component of the Prosperity Administration, informing the construction of the Bayelsa East Senatorial Road. This road, also known as the Neme Brass Road, will, on completion, enhance the potentials of the Bayelsa blue economy. To this end, the Senator Doyediri-led administration is desirous of having the project completed on time. On Tuesday, the government took an inspection tour of the road to assess the pace of work. The Bayelsa State Ministry of Health, in collaboration with UNICEF, the World Health Organization, and other major stakeholders, has commenced the second phase of the Maternal Newborn Child Health Week statewide. The event, which took place at Agudamepie Primary Health Center in Yenagoa, the state capital, signifies the launch of the week-long campaign dedicated to enhancing health care for mothers and children. Speaking at the event, Professor Seyefa Brisbane, Commissioner for Health, focused on the relevance of the program, particularly in improving postnatal care for mothers and their newborn. Professor Brisbane noted that a 3-day immunization program for children aged 0 to 5 years had recently taken place, further emphasizing the state's focus on child health. The Commissioner also called on paramount chiefs, opinion leaders to promote the program within their communities, ensuring its success and improving health care delivery services. Also speaking at the event, Dr. William Appa, the Executive Secretary of the Bayelsa State Primary Health Care Board, Dr. Appa emphasized the campaign's goal aimed at ensuring that every child's birth is safe and urged the public to adopt the preventive health message from the state government. He echoed the relevance of the program, noting that it will lead to a significant improvement in maternal and child health care in the state. The All Progressives Congress (APC) has distanced itself from an alleged splinter group, Team New Nigeria, after the group flooded Kano Metropolis with the campaign posters of former President Goodluck Jonathan. The ruling party insisted the group did not emanate from its fold and were not known members at any level of the All Progressives Congress (APC). The refutation comes 5 days after the Team New Nigeria (TNN) announced that its loyalists were leaving the ruling party to form a new political party that would rescue Nigeria from the threshold of poverty, hunger, insecurity, and devastation. The group's national president, Modibo Farakwa, boasted at the official inauguration of the Kano State Harmonization Committee that they were targeting no fewer than 26 million votes across the country. The development intensified conversations about the 2027 presidential race with prominent figures like Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, and the incumbent President Bola Tinubu expected to contest. The Special Advisor on Information and Strategy to President Bola Tinubu, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, has said work is currently ongoing at the 150,000 barrels per day plant of the Port Harcourt Refining Company in Rivers State. Onanuga also said the older 60,000 barrels per day refinery is operating at 70% of installed capacity and plans to increase production shortly. He further said the refinery receives regular crude oil supply, contrary to claims of lacking the product. The special advisor disclosed this after joining a fact-finding team to the 60,000 barrels per day refinery on Wednesday. In November, the manager of corporate affairs to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Olufemi Shanaye, announced the commencement of the Port Harcourt refinery. The NNPCL spokesman said the refinery commenced operation with 60% capacity with ongoing efforts to ramp up production. Shanaye said the refinery is processing 60,000 barrels per day of crude oil, adding that the facility has a combined 210,000 barrels per day capacity. During the visit, Onanuga said the team verified that the refinery processes petroleum products including kerosene, low-power fuel oil, liquefied petroleum, gas, diesel, and petrol. Onanuga said the team also visited the co-located second Port Harcourt refinery, commissioned in 1989, adding that workers were busy dismantling old rusty parts and installing new ones. You're watching news on Niger Delta Television. On the headlines, Bayelsa State Government begins distribution of rice to vulnerable persons. and federal government commences payment of military retirees' entitlements. We'll take a short break now. When we return, Edo Commissioner of Police orders investigation into death of former Edo NLC chairman. Details of these and other reports will be brought to you after the break. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Niger Delta Television News and Current Affairs Department at the Ernest Ikoli Media Campus here in Yanagwa, Bayelsa State. One of NDTV's traditional objectives is to disseminate information with renewed vigor. We build teamwork for accountability, efficiency, and accuracy.
Our community reports, eyewitness accounts, current affairs discussions are detailed and competitive.
As NDTV reporters, undiluted report is our goal. We gather the news and bring it to you just as it is.
All cameras are poised to get to the story behind the story in an in-depth news report.
Our new digital equipment are top-notch with clearer visuals and audio. NDTV is repositioned to serve you better.
Join us on the news every day at 7 a.m., 12 p.m., and our major bulletin at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 25 UHF. NDTV, crystallizing the vision.
Glad to know you're still there. The news continues. The federal government has begun payment of pensions and other entitlements to retired military personnel, including a 3 months arrears. This was made known in a statement on Thursday in Abuja by the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, through the Director of Information and Public Relations, Minister of Defense, Ensho Ogubike. It came after retired military personnel interrupted activities at the Federal Ministry of Finance in Abuja to protest their unpaid entitlements. The retirees expressed disappointment over the federal government's failure to pay the promised salary increment from January to November 2021. However, Matawalle stated that the government has begun payment of military salary increase and President Bola Tinubu released funds for the payment of pension and other entitlements owed to retired military personnel. He assured the Nigerian Armed Forces officers and personnel of the President's unwavering resolve to eliminate insecurity in the nation. Moving on, the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has charged Nigerian youths to lend their voices in support of anti-corruption agencies so as to rid society of corruption. He made this known while speaking in Lagos, Ibadan, and Kaduna town hall meetings in commemoration of the 2024 International Anti-Corruption Day with the theme, Uniting the Youths Against Corruption, Shaping Tomorrow's Integrity. Speaking at the Ibadan Oyo State Town Hall meeting held at the ultra-modern hall of the Federal College of Agriculture, Akpata, Olukoyede, and represented by the Acting Zonal Director of Ibadan Zonal Directorate, Hawa Regan, advised the youths to close ranks and confront the monster fiercely. He said corruption affects every age group, but a bit harder on the prospects and possibilities of the youths. He suggested that to combat corruption, youths in the country must form associations, clubs, and think tanks that would promote good values. Moving on, the Commissioner of Police, Edo State Police Command, Umoru Ozige, has ordered investigation into the death of former Edo State Chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, Comrade Kaduna Ebiobode, after he slumped and died following an encounter with some policemen at a checkpoint where he was allegedly flagged down for stop and check. This development led to civil society groups issuing a 48-hour ultimatum to the police on Tuesday, urging them to fish out their men involved in the roadblock that led to the death of the former LNC chairman. A statement released by the police public relations officer, Moses Yamu, said the Commissioner of Police has ordered immediate investigation after receiving the news of Comrade Ebiobodin's death, allegedly due to unprofessional conduct by the police. According to Yamu, the Commissioner of Police wishes to use this medium to sympathize with the widow, family, friends, and associates of the deceased over the loss and pray that his soul rests in peace. And now to some entertainment stories. Davido has identified effective leadership as a driving force for the growth of Nigeria and Africa as a whole. And Netflix debunks rumors of exiting the Nigerian market. For details of these and other entertainment stories, let's join Akanate Judith.
Nigerian Afrobeat superstar Davido has emphasized the critical role of effective leadership in driving Nigerian and Africans to greater heights. In an interview with The African published on Thursday, YouTube, the globally celebrated artist, shared his thoughts on the resilience of Nigerians and the potentials for the nation to achieve its presented progress if led by the right people. He noted which Nigerians possess the remarkable adaptability and determination. The absence of good leadership has hindered the country's advancement. Despite the struggles faced by many, Davido pointed to the global presence of Nigerians as evidence of their strength and influence. Davido kicks off the era of his highly anticipated fifth album titled 5, which will be released in 2025. Ahead of the album release, Davido announced a new single, Funds, featuring Chike and Odumodu Black, which was released earlier this morning, December 6, 2024. Funds is the second song of Davido's upcoming album, and it comes off the back of his single, Awake, featuring YG Mali. Davido, after successfully releasing his new single, Funds, Davido's next album is also expected to feature a collaboration with Nigerian superstar Omale. Netflix has reaffirmed Nigerians that it will continue to produce and showcase Nigerian stories to the global audience as it has no plans to exit the country. This is coming on the heels of the streaming platform alleged exist from Nigerian following claims from the Nollywood filmmaker Kunle Afolaye that the platform has cancelled several commissioned projects, but Netflix has debunked the rumors, emphasizing its dedication to Nigeria's creative economy. I am Akanate Judith from NDTV Entertainment News.
Now report from Judith and Sound Bulletin. But before we go, let's take another look at stories that made alive headlines. Bayelsa State government has begun the distribution of rice palliatives to vulnerable persons in the state for them to fully participate in the celebrating mood of Yuletide. We also brought you a report that the federal government has begun payment of pensions and other entitlements of retired military personnel, including a 3 months arrears. And finally, the Commissioner of Police, Edo State Police Command, Umoru Ozili, has ordered investigation into the death of former Edo State Chairman of the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, Comrade Kaduna Ebiobodin, after he slumped and died following an encounter with some policemen at a checkpoint where he was allegedly flagged down for stop and check. That's the news. Thanks for watching. I'm Sarah Daniel Abba. Bye-bye.